Alright, teams. So, mission briefing for today. Patrols, go out there, keep your heads on swivel, keep your eyes open, check for everything. We've got a lot of shit going down. I don't really know what else to say, guys. We've been out there before. We've been out there doing this stuff for a while. Standard mission template, same as before. Going to go out, check supply lines, make sure we have everything secured. I want two fire teams going out, doing a perimeter security check. I'm going to have a couple guys on LPOPs, and I'm going to have a couple of guys on security perimeters. Let's not make this a firefight like last time. If you guys see something, report it in. Get a regular force moving in. Alright? Otherwise, I don't want any heroes out there. I want us just to do standard maneuvers and standard patrol. Right now our numbers aren't that big, and you guys know what we're talking about. So, unfortunately everything went to shit right away. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did. So, we'll do what we got to do. We'll do what we absolutely have to survive. I don't plan on this. I don't plan on things going sideways, but I always have a contingency plan. Be ready. Contingency plan will be to fall back, disengage, and get out. Alright? We're not doing anything offensive. This is strictly defense. I want our supply line secured. I want everybody else ready. When the fight comes to us, it'll come to us. Otherwise, stay frosty, stay strapped. Keep your eyes on everything. Squad leaders, I want you guys to do what you got to do. But we're not moving out. We're not doing anything offensive again. Again, I want you guys to stay down. Keep ready. All right. Time is 0:10. Better double check. 0:10:54. I want all teams to fall out at 1100. Like I said, guys, things went to hell quick. We should have been ready for it. We should have been a lot more prepared. Those of us that are here that are still standing were prepared for it. Alright. Fall out. Hey guys, Stag Wolf, Stag Wastelanders. So, I've been doing a lot of video series on being prepared for what's coming. As we've all been watching the current political situation going on in this country and the current political climate around the world, things are becoming more and more apparent. We have to be prepared. So, I did a video about getting a kit. I'm going to do a video about setting up a mag. Or getting with a mag. Find like-minded individuals, people that share the same common interest with you, and don't go on the offensive. We're not out here talking about being offensive. We're talking about being defensive. Be prepared to protect yourself and be prepared to protect others. Be prepared to protect your community. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you should have been doing, is preparing to protect your family, protect your friends, protect your community. And that's what a lot of my philosophy is on going into gear, going into situations, is, am I prepared to defend my family from criminal activity? Am I prepared to protect myself? And again, we should always give a disclaimer. The views and events expressed in here, this is strictly for entertainment purposes. You know, as Risky Krisky would say, he's been recently removed from the YouTubes, and I'm not trying to get removed from the YouTubes. So, as we head into 2024, we're looking at a more volatile political situation. Does that mean that things are going to go bad? No. We should hope that it won't go bad, but we should be prepared for it if it does go bad. The world's a really scary place. I've talked about it several times. I've talked about the situations going on in the world, and I've talked about different instances and different things, different scenarios. But in actuality, I don't want things to go bad. You know, but should we be prepared for it to go bad? Yeah, we should. Does that mean that we should be creating our own tribes, our own groups, our own mutual assistance groups, mutual aid groups, whatever you want to call them? I believe we should. I believe that everyone should have already been getting with friends, family, getting with like-minded individuals. You should be, again, you should have been training, even if it's just training by yourself for a situation. You should have been doing so. Should have been doing it long before this. I've been doing the prepping and training stuff for a lot of years prior to anything going on now. I've taken some skill sets I've learned through various different trainings and different careers in my life, and I've put those skill sets to use in preparation. I've modified things I've learned in different classes, and basically what I've done is modified it to my abilities, or to change things that I liked, added things, got rid of things that didn't really work. And I think that's what we should all be doing. We should have all been preparing for what's coming down. Now everybody's talked about it. Everybody's talked about the politics. I'm not going to get into the politics of it. But if 2020 taught us anything, it was we should be prepared for big things, for things to happen in a flash. Be it a pandemic, or shortages, or be it violent riots. I'm not going to call them protests. If you're burning down a community, you're not protesting. You're violently rioting. So as I look towards what's going on in 2024, and I look forward to the future, I see a lot of great parallels between the 1860s and what's going on right now. And I also see some parallels between the 1770s and what's going on right now. I see a lot of things that concern me, and I see a lot of things that should concern everybody else that is paying attention in this world. We're not in a situation yet where it's a two-way range, and I hope that we're never in a situation where it's a two-way range. But the people of Ukraine didn't think they were going to be caught in a two-way range. Now, I'm not a supporter of Ukraine, and I'm not a supporter of Russia. I don't care. I've said it before. I hope both teams have fun. But you can see how that kind of situation could happen. Now, granted, the United States is a very unique place, and we're very geographically protected. But that doesn't mean that it can't happen from within. And the fact that we do have people coming in from the southern border that are on terrorist watch lists, criminals, cartel members, violent organizations, you should be prepared for something to happen from inside. We've always talked about it. America will never collapse from the outside. America was always meant to collapse from the inside, just like Rome. The parallels to the Roman Empire are significant, and we should be thinking about it as such. The parallels to the 1860s are significant, and we should be thinking of it as such. You have so many states doing things that are unconstitutional right now, be it gun control, be it removing a political opposition from their ballot, political opposition who's never been charged with any criminal activity related to something that would get them removed by the 14th Amendment. And even then, only Congress has the power to ban somebody via the 14th Amendment. Article 5 or Section 5 of the 14th Amendment will tell you that. But we're entering a very dangerous time. So you should be getting your food stores you should have been getting your food stores and your food preps a long time ago. We've been fortunate that Nutrient Survival did sponsor us. I don't know if they're still sponsoring us. I did a taste test of their stuff. Nutrient Survival stuff is really good. Even if you just have it for camping, or you have it for an SHTF scenario, like the power goes down and you've got to have food. They've got some great food. So I would look into Nutrient Survival. Ours was at the time our code was NS15 for discount. I don't know if they're still sponsoring us, but I would like to hope they are. I'd like to hope that they do sponsor us further. So I know a lot of guys talk about him. Black Scout, he did a couple of videos about it today, doing his promos, but their stuff is good. You know, if you don't want to try it, that's on you. You know, but I think, should you have supplies, should you have food, should you have water, should you have a kit? The answer to all those questions is absolutely. Okay. Are you going to throw this on if somebody breaks in the middle of the night? Chances are probably not. You're not going to throw on your full kit. You're not going to throw on your battle rattle, whatever you want to call it, and go at them in the middle of the night. But should you have a firearm? Should you have a sidearm? Yeah. You should. You should have your sidearm. You should be well trained and well versed in the use of your sidearm and in the maintenance of your sidearm. Should you be ready to use it if you have to? Absolutely. Should you have a rifle? Yeah, you should. I think you should be well versed in its use, its maintenance, and what it means to own it. Should you have the proper equipment to clean it? Absolutely. Should you have the proper ammo? Should you have everything ready? Absolutely. I have stuff that I have it because, one, I want it, and I live in a free state and a free nation. And two, I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Unfortunately, like I said, and like I alluded to, with everything going on, there's a big possibility that I'm going to need this. So why not have it? Why not be prepared? Why not be ready in the event that something happens? Like I said, are you going to throw this on in the middle of the night if a robber gets in your house? Probably not. You're going to grab probably your rifle or your sidearm. You're going to grab those two first. And a flashlight. But what happens if there's a breakdown in society? SHTF, WROL. Are you not going to have this stuff? You know, we're looking, like I said, we're looking at a very dangerous time and a very big time in history and a very big point. And you're not going to have a kit. You're not going to be ready. You think the government's going to protect you? I had this argument. I had this discussion. Well, it was an argument. Myself and several others in a group that I'm part of. We were arguing with someone from Saudi Arabia who says that we're dangerous because we have guns. And why would you need guns? Because the government protects you. Well, the Supreme Court ruled that law enforcement has no obligation to protect you. So the onus is on you to protect yourself. We've already seen what happens when riots and situations turn into, like the Summer of Love, all through 2020. We've all seen what happens. The government didn't protect anybody. The government didn't do anything. In fact, the government, a lot of political officials encouraged it. We've all seen how open how porous the southern border is and how wide open it is. And the government's doing nothing about it. In fact, they're stopping a state from protecting their border and protecting their citizens. We've seen how One political party is delving into third world activities to remove another candidate that's against them, an opposing political party. So societal breakdown is a very big possibility. What if there's another pandemic or a real big thing happens? What if the grid goes down? What if a solar flare? Obviously this gear isn't going to work, so it is what it is. I have it because if the grid doesn't go down, I have communications. So, have gear. So I went off on a tangent again there about having gear. But the point is, you should have a group and everybody should be equally geared up. Now, does equally geared up mean that you should all have the same rifle? Well, in reality, that's probably not going to happen. The likelihood, it might happen. Everybody might have the same rifle. At least have weapons that are comparable with the same ammunition. Have your mutual assistance group be on a radio frequency with them, so if something goes down, everybody kicks on their radio. Have codes, have radio communications, have call signs. You don't know if you're gonna have to bug out to a location, and some people might be lagging behind because it took them longer to get their family ready. I think that the group should help get everybody ready. They should secure each other's families and be ready in the event that something happens, in the event that they have to go and they have to do something. Again, this is for entertainment purposes. This is to make you think. But what if you're on a defense force, a state defense force, and you don't have the gear? Probably should have thought about that before you joined, and you should have had your gear ready. Your mutual assistance group, your group of friends, your tactical shooting enthusiast group, whatever you've got. You should have had your gear. You should have had gear ready. You should have been ready. You should have been able to respond. You should have been able to know your role. Like I said in the last video, talking about knowing your role. Know your role, if it's, be it a group leader, a squad leader, a platoon leader, fire team leader, whatever. Being a commander, setting up the operations. Again, this is not me telling you to do something. This is me saying, if things are to go bad, if things were to go south, which I pray that they don't go south. But if they were, what is your role? Are you security? Are you forward operations? Are you a scavenger? Because we're gonna have to look to scavenging. Are you a hunter with the group? Are you reconnaissance? Are you setting up operation? Are you there to set up and maintain areas? Are you there to keep things running smoothly? Are you there enforcing the group's rules? And these are things we should all think about. Usually in a like-minded group, people are going to understand, but then as things get worse, you're going to be bringing more and more people into this group. So as you're bringing more and more people into this group, you need to start thinking about, who's going to enforce the rules of the group, who's going to enforce the order. Because a society can't flourish without rules and order and without people to enforce it. I'm afraid that's just how it works. It's how it's always worked throughout society, throughout history. So, you have a group for SHTF. Your group is set up, your group is established. And now you need to think about the roles of each individual. Well, if you've been training together, working together, and doing things together, then you already know what everybody's roles are, what everybody's position is, what everybody's doing within the group. Well, now you need to think about that prior. You should have thought about that prior. Are they equipped for that position? Are they equipped for that role? Are they equipped for that, what their job is? If their job is enforcement, do they have ways to detain people if they have to? Be it handcuffs or whatever. Well, do they? If the role is for reconnaissance, Do they have a lighter kit than what I'm wearing? Do they have proper rifles? Although I would prefer to wear armor. That's just me. I don't want to be caught up in a situation. Like, the goal of reconnaissance is not to be seen and not to be shot at. But there's chances that it may happen. So I would rather be safe than sorry. I know this stuff weighs a lot, and I know it's going to cause me to slow down, but I have it. I have a purpose to it. The goal of all this should never be direct action. You should never be thinking about direct action. But let's go off with without the SHTF and WROL stuff. What if it's civil strife? Breakdown of society in your community. Be it from a natural disaster or be it from political issues. Well, you should have your friends. Again, you should have your mag. You should have your group. You should have your kit. And every member of your group should have a kit. Now, I'm not big on chest rigs. I'm big on armor. But if you have chest rigs, bare minimum. If you have an LBV, bare minimum. So you can get something better. Should you have a helmet? Absolutely, you should have a helmet. This one, as you can see, I removed the comms. I'm getting new comms. So we'll worry about that later. But speaking of comms, should you have some form of comms? Should you be able to communicate? Should you have the ability to communicate with the people in your mag? Like I said, everybody has radios, everybody's on the same frequency, and everybody's ready. Ammunition, magazines, whatever, so be it. Medical kit. Do you have a medical kit with you? You know, does every member of your team have their own medical kit? Do they know how to use the medical kits? So your mag should be going and getting medical training. Everybody in your mag should have some form of basic first aid training and maybe something advanced. Everybody should be able to take care of a situation. They should be able to handle every situation in your mag. From gunshot wounds to falling down and hurting yourself, to a broken bone, to a sprain, to a severe sprain, to a concussion. They should be able to handle any medical situation. Be able to render aid and get that person out. You should have someone that's designated specifically as your team medic or as your group medic. And again, YouTube and FBI, this is just for entertainment purposes, but this is an idea for setting up a mag. Because it is constitutional and it is legal and people should be able to have a prepared group. There are people in Taiwan right now training with airsoft equipment for a possible invasion from Red China. So, we should be thinking about doing the same thing. Even if your mag is just for responding to a natural disaster. Well, I would still go out in armor responding to a natural disaster because I don't know who's going to be out there taking advantage of the situation. Criminals will take advantage of the situation. Those with nefarious ideas and nefarious plans will take advantage of the situation. In a natural disaster, you're not going to have emergency responders, or they're not going to be able to respond as quickly because they're going to be busy tending to other people. So again, that's where your reliance falls back on your mag. And you need to know, and that brings me to another great point on your reliance falling back to your mag. You need to know the people in your mag are reliable. You need to know that they're capable and ready and able to respond in a moment's notice and do what needs to be done. Be it just helping you get your family out of the area, or be it that they're helping you with restoring order, or helping you with helping other people. You need to be able to rely on these people. You can't just be in a mag and it be all just talk. I've been in several of those mags where it's all just talk. Talk, 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 talk. People not doing anything. People not training. You bring up, hey, we need to go out and train. Even if you're not firing a round out of your weapon, but you're training unit tactics and cohesion, and you're training in your gear. You should be doing that. That should be the biggest part of having a mag and being prepared. Train on a bug out. You should be preparing and training on leaving, like bugging out of a situation. You should have go bags ready. You should have gear packed. You should have at least a go bag in your vehicle. And if nothing else, just in case you're driving home with your family and winter hits. It's currently winter right now. And winter hits and you have to be, you lose control of your vehicle and you end up with snowdrift. So, in all actuality, you should have things for all circumstances. You should have a plan for all circumstances, and you should have a way to reliably handle all circumstances. So, I don't know if you guys like this series I'm doing on being prepared and preparedness. I'm going to do some more videos. Right now, I just couldn't get out. It snowed pretty bad, and over the holidays, I got sick, and so I had work this week. So I'm just kind of still feeling out where I'm at. I don't want to end up with pneumonia. That's another thing. Be prepared. Have things prepared just in case. Medical supplies. Again, have a mag. Have everyone know their role in the mag, and train with your mag. So, like I said before, I'm just trying to do a series on things, especially with the way things are looking right now, about being prepared, having a group, setting up like-minded individuals, and being prepared in case something happens, setting up your tribe. We should all have our tribe. It's okay to have a tribe. It's okay to have preferences in your tribe. It's okay to have biases. But if you're a student of history, you know that the government's not always going to be there to help you, and sometimes the government's going to do things that are not ethical. And you should be prepared for that. So, guys, I just wanted you guys to think about this, having a mag, asserting what your teams are, getting a briefing. If you're doing a if we're in that situation and we ever hit that situation, God's forbid that we do, but if we do, I want you guys to be ready, and I want you guys to be prepared. I want you guys to think about a lot of things and have a mag set up. Know your role in the mag, and have your equipment ready. So, as always, and as I've been saying lately, this is Stag with Wolf and Stag Wastelanders. And I hope not to have to see you in the wasteland.